further on, we are going also to negotiate additional funding opportunities which countries might, respectful members might agree on today. We would welcome countries to agree on having the new European trust fund where the money will be pooled by all of the member states to the extent they believe it would be excessive.
But so far the answer to the question would be it's a reallocation of already existing funds within
no new
the EU
funds.
system. Our main policy ambition here is to reallocate the current funds.
I would like to address the Commission. The burden sharing can cause security problems nationally as well. So, to what degree have you considered tightening or perhaps controlling and securing the control into Europe in relation to the immigration?
Do you have any specific complications for the dimension of security in mind?
The fact that these huge floats of immigrants can possess people with perhaps interest in hurting Europe's security as well, or national security. So, to what degree would you consider securing the control at the borders?
Well, as we have established, there is a direct correlation in between the securing external borders and maintaining freedom of movement within the Union. And the measurements that we propose here aim to manage effectively the flow of migration in the Union in a way that would prevent from any complications on both national and European levels.
So the answer would be we are ready to make the condition of cross-border crime as high as it will not make our efforts in the efficient system for bona fide travelers affected by these measures.
I would like to ask a question to first Ms. Julia Vassiliadou and then afterwards to Madam Morning. And my question is, considering the perceived lack of specifics on trafficking in the proposal from the Commission, are there any recommendations that you would like to give to us as Member States before we initiate our negotiations?
Yes. Well, I actually think that there are two things. One thing is that I agree very much on this joint partnership in dealing with questions of immigration, but also questions of trafficking. I think that when dealing with trafficking, only an integrated effort can be effective, meaning also an integrated policy from the part of the Commission and also from the Parliament is in order. Another thing I think what we should address is the fact that it is not, when dealing with migration issues, it is not only necessary to cooperate internally in Europe. However, we should also make efforts to prevent trafficking, prevent difficult migration by leading a politics in the third countries as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that the idea of burden sharing is really important because if there is such a large number of people coming to one country, it is impossible to distinguish, to have each of these persons. In such a way, people are just criminalized, all the migrants are criminalized, and no approach to trafficking is found. So we as Vestrada International think that the idea of burden sharing at this point is really, really important, especially in the aftermath of the Arab Spring.
Would you like to clarify what you mean by burden sharing?
Trying to maybe just, for example, in the case of Greece, trying to as we stated that, of course, the idea of the renegotiation of the return directive is not at the point now. But the important thing that, according to this directive, people are detained, and it's against the human rights, and it's among these people could be also victims of trafficking. So it would be really important to try to help those member states that are burdened, so to say, as much as possible, and to try to agree.
A question from the press?
Yes, in the light of those recommendations, I would like to ask the Danish presidency. Earlier this week, you emphasized solidarity, but you excluded any possibility of burden sharing and any changing of the Dublin II regulation. Do you still feel that way?
On behalf of Denmark, we have to say so, yes.
Okay.
On behalf of press, since European Union is a supporter of human rights, and therefore also EU representatives supported the United Nations Millennium Goals that are supposed to be achieved by 2015. One of the goals is to achieve primary education for all. How are you going to secure the primary education in refugee camps, like in Italy or Malta, especially for children?
The question is
To the Commission.